When I take a look at the Packers, they have a couple of guys who could potentially not decide not to. Well, I think they're going to show up, but I don't think they may or may not practice. One is Zach Tom, a rookie, maybe looking to get a new deal as a right tackle. And the other is Elgton Jenkins, who landed on the list of top 10 interior linemen over at ESPN.com. As he changes from guard to center, he wants some money guaranteed. Not necessarily a new contract, just guaranteed on his last 2 years since he's changing positions, and guards make more. Well, the Chiefs just signed their right guard, Trey Smith, to a 4-year, $94 million contract. Do you think that would really start to change things for the Packers and Elgton Jenkins if Jenkins goes, oh, that's what guards are making now, and I'm going to center? How does that affect other teams in the league with Trey Smith getting that type of a number?
Well, it's the most money that any guard has ever gotten. And I just think that what's going on there is what goes on in every position. Sauce Gardner became the highest paid cornerback. Garrett Wilson became the fifth highest paid wide receiver. Terry McLaurin saying, don't I deserve more than Garrett Wilson? Like, deals get done, and guys who are looking for new deals hold themselves up as models of comparison on those deals. It's kind of the way that NFL business works. It's not anything unusual. I'm sure Elgton Jenkins is going to refer to that deal. I don't know whether he's going to use that to resist the move to center, but he absolutely can say, hey, this guy got 4 years, $94 million, 70 guaranteed. What am I worth? Like, he could do that. And then they can say, yeah, well, Trey Smith was a part of Super Bowl champion and you haven't done that. Like, we could do that too. Like, everybody's going to do what they do in these negotiations, bottom line. I don't know how it's going to work out with him, though.
Adam, a lot of media outlets, Sports Illustrated, Yardbarker, Heavy Sports, Last Word on Sports, are writing about Romeo Doubs being traded. Are you hearing anything out there from teams?
No, I have not heard that specifically. What happens is usually every summer you get a couple of weeks into camp and teams assess their rosters and they see where they're deep. And all of a sudden GMs are calling GMs like, hey, we might have an extra wide receiver. We might have an extra cornerback or whatever it may be. Now, I think if you look at the Packers right now today and you just look at the wide receiver position to figure out, okay, well, who are they going to keep and who are they going to get rid of? They seem to have a surplus of wide receivers, right? Because look at it. We've got Romeo Doubs. We've got Matthew Golden, Jaden Reed, Savion Williams is going to make. You'd have to figure he's going to make it, right? Was he a third round pick?
Third round pick, yeah.
You're not cutting a third round pick. You got Christian Watson. Now, I don't know if he's going to be healthy. He might start the season on PUP, I guess. Like, that's going to be a possibility. Dontavian Wicks, Malik Keith, McCole Hart signed, right? Like, Bo Melton.
Yeah.
I think they're maybe moving positions with him, right? Or didn't I read that?
Yeah. I think they like him as a special team and are just trying to figure out ways to keep him on the roster.
Okay. So, by the way, how many wide receivers are you going to keep? 6?
They've done 7 in the past, but not very often.
Probably 7 with Watson on PUP.
Okay, so there we go. That's 7, right? So then if you just do the math, then not everybody can make it. And by the way, like, I don't know, do they like Cornelius Johnson? I was checking into my hotel there. He was in the lobby. I didn't realize he was on the practice squad. They kept him on the practice squad all year. He was pretty good at Michigan. Like, does he develop? So if one of these guys develops, that absolutely could make somebody expendable. And we know that there were issues with Romeo Doubs last year. So I think we're kind of adding things up in a numbers game. And when these people speculate on it, you can say, okay, well, I can see what it is. Now, the other thing I could say is, and I don't know how it's going to go, maybe Romeo Doubs shows up. He's a model citizen. He's lighting up. And they're like, we're not trading this guy. Maybe we'll move on from somebody else.
Talking with Adam Schefter as we do each and every Wednesday. And for those who don't know, Adam Schefter loves golf. How excited do you get for the Open Championship being the first thing on your television when you turn it on tomorrow?
Well, I'm sure I'll wake up in the middle of the night. What I try not to do is like, I'll pick my guy in my pool this week, and that'll be the guy that I'm kind of obsessed with following. I try, like last week I had Tommy Fleetwood in the Genesis Open. It disappointing. And I woke up in the middle of the night. I'm like, I don't want to put it on because once I put it on, that's it. I'll be up and I'll be all worked up. So I just want to try to sleep, and I'll wake up. But yeah, I love it. It's great drama. There have been some unbelievable tournaments this year, and I do. Who do you like this week, Gabe?
I ended up going with Victor Hovland. I think even though he has been saying like, "Oh, I don't feel comfortable," like he has played really well in the majors. Like he has had top 25 finishes in every major. I just feel that he is going to break through at some point. I mean, the Open is just so hard because like the weather can turn so quickly, and then all of a sudden you're on the wrong side of the draw. So it's just, to me, it's the hardest one to try to pick out who you think is eventually going to be the winner.
You like Aberg?
Yeah.
Oberg? Yeah, I can see that.
Who do you have on your short list?
Me?
Yeah.
Rory McIlroy, Robert McIntyre, Shane Lowry.
Yeah.
Well, Lowry won there in 19.
Yep.
Yeah. Adam,
and Rory played well last week.
Did you see what Scheffler said about winning?
That was the coolest.
Yeah, what was your take on that?
I think you could apply it to any athlete in any sport, and I think you could apply it to most professions. There was an element I understood what he was talking about. I think it's just for people in general.
I agree. I always say, Adam, if my life is defined by the 9 years I spent in Green Bay, then I really haven't done much with my life.
Yeah. Well, I spent 35 years doing this, Chewy. So if my life is defined...
well, that's a little more.
What is that? What is that thing for you, Adam? Because he talked. For those who didn't hear the clip, how long is it, Joshy?
I've got 1:46 here. We can do about 30, and you can get the idea.
All right. Just for those who haven't heard it, then I want to ask Adam a quick follow up on it.
I think it's kind of funny. I think, I think I said something after the Byron this year about like, it feels like you work your whole life to celebrate winning a tournament for like a few minutes. It only lasts a few minutes, that kind of euphoric feeling. And I like to win the Byron Nelson Championship at home. I literally worked my entire life to become good at golf, to have an opportunity to win that tournament. And you win it, you celebrate, get to hug my family, my sister's there. It's such an amazing moment. And then it's like, okay, now what are we going to eat for dinner? Life goes on. Is it great to be able to win tournaments and to accomplish the things I have in the game of golf? Yeah. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes just to think about, because I've literally worked my entire life to become good at this sport, and to have that kind of sense of accomplishment, I think is a pretty cool feeling. To get to live out your dreams is very special. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not out here to inspire the next generation of golfers. I'm not here to inspire somebody else to be the best player in the world, because what's the point?
So again, what is that feeling for you, Adam, when you get to break a huge story? Like there's a sense of, hey, I was able to get that story out there, but then there's probably another story coming right behind it. What is that thing for you?
Yeah. I think that's probably true. I think just the entire free agent week is such a long, hard week that if you get through the week in a good, successful way and you feel good about the work that you've done, I don't view it ever as like one individual story. Like I just think it's more a body of work. And so to me, it's like getting through that week. I almost feel like also it's getting through the draft. Like you get through the draft, that's when I mark the end of my year. It's not like a student at the end of the school year. You look back, you took your test, you took your final, you think back to the year, you're like, oh, that was a good year. That was a really good year. I would like to done some things different. I think that's when you do it. Like I love to finish the draft the last day, and you think about the whole week of the draft and the week of free and just the whole year and how I don't want to complain, but it's a long year. You're working again. It's a lot of early morning. Like again, I am blessed and love what I do, so it's not a complaint. But it's a long year. Most people, they get Saturdays or Sundays off. Never off on Saturday. Never. Many people 9 to 5 never have that. You're up early or you're up really late or you're working odd hours. But these jobs that we do, they're not traditional. So when you get to the end of something like that, I think you sit back and you take a breath and you feel like you're fortunate to get to work in this area while also getting to decompress at that moment, if you will.
So do you treat it like the first day of school? Do you have all your new outfits planned for this football season? Is that how it works?
Oh, true, but I got a lunchbox, a new lunchbox this year, and my wife's gonna fill it with a thermos and hot chocolate and snacks. We're gonna have a good lunch on the first day of this season.
I love it.
Adam, we always appreciate the time, man. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, guys. Have a great week. Enjoy the British Open.
Oh,
Hey guys, it's Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Thanks for watching our clip. I'm sure it was super informative and educational. I'm just kidding. I love those knuckleheads. And we do it live every Monday through Friday from 7 to 9 a.m. on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Make sure that you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get informed anytime we drop new content.